All right, so we've been talking for a little while. Build rapport, build rapport. I know everything about you, about where you know, use form, like where you work, your family, friends. I find out, you know, like qualifying stuff in the beginning, as far as like referral collecting and medical stuff, as much as I can. You know, obviously rapport, more or less. Though you guys know how to do that. We're gonna get right to the actual presentation. So with referrals and with the internet ones, you have to get their information. So I'll just say, like, you know, in order for me to get credit for this presentation, I actually have to get just some information so the computer knows I was here. So I put down your name is Nick Smith, right? And what is your birth date?
8/05/1991.
Okay, awesome. So I got that in there. Great, great, great. All right, cool. So the company that provides the funding for the child safety kits is actually called American Income. Have you guys ever heard of American Income? No? Yeah, most people have. Basically, it's just a union company, provides permanent benefits and supplemental benefits to people in unions. They're the ones that pay for us to do this kind of stuff. They provide our funding. This is just a real quick video. It's literally like 40 seconds. And we like everyone to watch the company, basically, so they know, so you understand a little bit about the Child Safety Kit program.
Congratulations. American Income Life is proud to deliver your valuable benefit package, including the...
So I'll play the video. I'll kind of like, you know, talk a little bit during it, you know, make little comments about American Income. Skip this video about the donation. Make sure you X this out. And I'll kind of do this stuff in front of them so they don't think I'm doing anything shady. And then I'll come to this page. And that's kind of when I'll get in. So thanks for watching that video. I told you it wasn't that bad. But like I said, it's an amazing company, American Income. They do a lot of good for families, stuff like that. But these are the child safety kits. So basically the first 3 hours that a child goes missing is the most vital time. Statistically, children that aren't found in the first 3 hours are either never found or they're found murdered. Okay? So if you guys had to guess, 1 being the most, 50 being the least, where do you think Pennsylvania ranks as far as kidnappings in the United States? If you had to guess, what do you think?
25.
25?
18.
18? We're actually 4th. We're 4th in the nation for kidnapping. It's our 5th year in a row for being 4th in the nation. Florida is consistently number 1. Now the reasons why children are kidnapped are for the purposes of sexual trafficking, organ harvesting, and black market adoption. 60% of the time children are kidnapped, it's by someone they don't know. Years ago, it was opposite. Most of the time kids were kidnapped, it was by someone they know. Times have changed. The sexual trafficking ring in the world is horrific. Next to Thailand, New York City is one of the worst places in the entire world. We live right near New York. Florida, again, is consistently number 1. A lot has to do with the large number of ports. It's easy to jump on a boat, go anywhere. You can take a kid, you know, go anywhere. Central America, Europe, places like that. You can't get on an airplane in the United States without proof of guardianship, birth certificate, something like that. So you can't just fly away with a kid. So Florida works for those reasons. Pennsylvania, we're extremely high. This particular part of the state has the highest occurrence of sexual trafficking. And also, they do tend to target more lower income areas where kids go longer without being noticed or missing. They're less supervised. But you do have to be very careful nowadays just because of that. Have you guys ever taken a look at a sex offender app? No? Okay, let me see your phone real quick. I'm using my phone to record.
Can you do it?
That's fine. So I'll just put it. So this right here is a sex offender app. It's a pretty cool one. This is the one I use. It's this guy in the jail. Let me just bring it up here. So all these red dots that look like chickenpox are actually registered sex offenders living in the area. Okay, you'll see there's one right over here on 2 streets down. Another guy over here. If we hit list, the top address will be where he lives, bottom address will be where he works, and then the bottom here shows what he was convicted of. Pretty scary. I don't know if you guys ever looked at one of these. These guys that are on here, they have to once a year go and re-register, get their picture taken again, update in the information if they moved, if they have a new place of employment, things like that. I know for the older kids, like my eldest, I show him the pictures of the guys that live around us just because they're in the community. We see them at Family Dollar, Shop and Save, the park. I like to make them aware of these horrible, terrible guys that are around here. And the sad thing is, they say these red dots here are really only representative of about half. There's the guys that don't properly register. They say they're living with their parents, but really they're living, you know, a few towns over next to a daycare with their buddy or their girlfriend or something. And then there's obviously those ones that just never been caught. A lot of sex offenders, for whatever reason, have yet to be arrested or caught, so you have to be very cognizant of those as well. So let me give you that back there. So let me say, so your eldest, his name's Xander, right?
Yeah.
Okay. let's just say, for instance, we're hanging out, we're in here, we're chilling, and Xander is running in and out, in and out, in and out, and he goes out in the porch, comes back in, goes out in the porch, comes back in, goes out in the porch, and all of a sudden, we don't hear him come back in. It'd be kind of scary, huh? I always tell parents, especially new parents, that, you know, whenever you have a kid, you no longer live for yourself. You're now responsible for someone else. Like, and that's scary. And the first time they fall off the couch and like, oh my God, they broke their collarbone, like you get so scared. That's what I call the fear. You know, in the minute we can't find our kid, it's intense. That adrenaline starts pumping, like I call it the fear. And you run outside, you start looking, and you don't see them. It's pretty scary. You start looking around the yard, yelling, screaming. Neighbors come out, come back inside, send you looking in the bathroom, downstairs. Where is he? Oh my God. Let's say 10 minutes go by, and we still haven't found Xander. That'd be pretty scary, huh? What do you think your next move would be, Nick? 10 minutes.
Call the cops.
Call the cops? What do you think? Would you call the cops right away? A lot of people say that. Typically, people call 2 phone numbers before they call the cops. They'll call like a nearby neighbor. You know, say like he has a buddy that lives down the street. Like, oh